Hey guys, today is April 19th, and I'm going to do a real quick update on phalloplasty, erection device rod, or the semi-rigid rod and implants. Uh, I didn't think I would be doing anymore, but I'm just going to do some to let you know how things have gone 3 years after phalloplasty. So real quick, a summary. A lot of guys get on the video and they listen to the videos they're interested in, but they start asking questions that I've already covered in other videos. So if you're watching this and you're interested in the phalloplasty, go to my channel and look up all my videos, watch all my videos on phalloplasty. I had phalloplasty with Dr. Curtis Crane and Dr. Chen in San Francisco, Brownstein and Crane, in August. I think it was August 15th, something like that, 13th of 2015. At that time, I hear they do things a little bit different, but at that time, they did everything. They made the phallus and the scrotum sac and the urethra lengthening all in one stage. So that surgery encompassed between 8 and 12 hours, depending on, excuse me, the patient and how things were going. At that time, Dr. Curtis Crane told me that it was a 400-step surgery. So if one step gives a little trouble, then they fall behind on the next step. And you can't go to the next step until that step is completed. So it's a very, very critiquing surgery. These doctors want to get it right. They don't want any complications. They don't want to have to put you back in surgery. So they do their best the first time. So I had everything done, my first surgery, except I was supposed to get my glands, and I came out with no glands, which kind of freaked me out, and I talk about that. But I had had a prior wrist surgery. I had a ganglion cyst right in here. So when they went to take the donor skin, Dr. Crane felt that at that time he didn't know if I would get enough blood supply, so he chose to do the glands later. With my experience, he actually did the glands in his office. They sterilized it. It took him 2 hours to sterilize everything. And he did it just under numbing the area to me because I needed to go home and I didn't have a way back up. And so, yeah, did it right there in the office. And I had a 5-hour drive home and rested, and everything turned out. The glands turned out great. Everything looks good. So time just goes on. What you kind of deal with after surgery is just adjusting to your new equipment, figuring out. Sometimes, well, I had the clitoris buried, and so what they do is they attach a nerve, or they take the nerve of the clitoris and they attach the nerve shell they take from your arm, because once they cut the nerve, it's dead. But they use it as the shell, so new nerve can grow through that shell, or lining, however you want to describe it. So, yeah, at first, I call him Junior. The clit is at attention all the time. He's just exposed. Things are exposed down there, and it's kind of weird feeling. It's not in a sexual arousal or anything. It's just at attention. It just feels like it's exposed, open. Like I don't know how to explain it, and maybe not every guy experiences it, but that's what I experienced. And I haven't said that I don't think I've said that in the other videos because I forget about that. There's a lot of little details you forget to talk about. You talk about the main things. But anyway, everything healed well for me. I didn't like the way the sac looked, only because after all the swelling went down, it looked like the labia, the large labia, what they used, kind of folded over and looked like lips down there again over my sac. And what had happened when I went for my post-op, Dr. Chen, and I was Dr. Chen's first full phalloplasty. So Crane was in the operating room overseeing everything, but Chen did everything. So I had the post-op with Dr. Chen, and he said it looked like the incisions collapsed. They healed, but they collapsed, so causing the skin to fold over. So anyway, we thought that maybe with implants that would take care of that. So 9 months later, I decided on the semi-rigid rod because I didn't want plastic in my body with my Hashimoto's, my hypothyroidism. I don't always heal really well, and that was one of the things I was prepared for in this surgery. But because I took care of my body, I mean, for a year prior, I really cut out processed food, simple sugars and flour, not just for the surgery, for other health reasons. But I was juicing and eating live food, and I felt really good. I was really at my prime there. So the erection device rod I chose because I didn't want any plastic in my body, but I also, or in my sac, should I say, the pump part, but also because I wanted some girth that was a little bit firm. And so that's why I chose that. That surgery went well. Everything healed well. And when you start peeing out of that with the rod through there, sometimes it squirts all over the place. And I asked Dr. Chen about that, and he said, you know what? I don't have a rod, and I still squirt all over the place, and I've been peeing this way for 32 years. So we laughed about that. And then I did, I think 6 months later, go in for that skin. He corrected that the best he could. So I think what happened, or maybe it was a year. I don't remember now. I'm not going to go back on my videos, but I think maybe a year later. I think that maybe I could have used a bigger size that might have filled out the sac more. But on the other hand, I gave Dr. Chen the go ahead to whatever he thought was best for my sac, because I wasn't into, I need the largest balls, I need the biggest dick, that kind of thing. And I'm not putting guys down who, there's people that think that way. So I wasn't one of them. So I just took his judgment and ran with that. So now we're looking at 3 years post-op, and Rex, I'm sorry, we've got an 8-month-old. Hey, no. And as in the past, when I do videos in my men room, they want to start in my canine children. So anyway, I'm 3 years come this August post-op, and everything's going good. There was times the semi-rigid rod was just, I felt it was too much. I was very apprehensive about it. I thought maybe I showed too much. But every time my wife would just laugh at me because I'm really modest. So that's probably increases that anxiety more because I'm so modest. But anyway, she constantly said, you can't even tell. I don't even see what you're looking at. You're looking down at yourself, but I'm looking facing you, and it's not showing like that. And, things like that. But I've never had anybody look at me weird, question me with a facial look or expression that questioned me. Or I've seen people look at my crotch, and I think it's very natural. I'm a crotch watcher. I've said that in the past. I'm constantly comparing. I'm constantly watching, observing how guys carry themselves, how they, and I don't know if I'll ever get past that. Only because I've lived 50 years of my life as a biological female. And so I did not get to grow up with, into my body with a penis. I woke up one day and had one. So there's a big adjustment going on. And don't get too frustrated with the journey. Take it one day at a time. Do an out. Do an out. Like I do the videos and I'll rant a little bit about something. But it doesn't mean that I regret anything, because I do not regret anything. I'm glad that I did the semi-rigid rod. And what really has helped me really become into my own is when I first got the erection device, I bought UFM underwear. And Dr. Chen has suggested, saying that other guys said they really work. And they do. You don't have to worry about your junk falling out or going down. I mean, it just keeps it right where you want it. And with the semi-rigid rod, you bend it however you want it. So mine hangs past my sack. So I put them up to the right. I feel comfortable with the right. And that's how I've always wore them. Now, I just stepped out and bought some microfiber jockey brief boxers. And, you know, they are wonderful. For after 2.5 years or so, I finally have found another pair under that I can wear my guy different. Because, you know, the bending all the time, my guy automatically bends with that rod. It doesn't stay straight anymore. It bends. You can make him straight. Don't get me wrong. But naturally he bends because I keep him bent all the time. Now I take turns with my UFM. I wear my UFM underwear when I'm going to be out and about, like restaurants or shopping malls or doctor's offices, that kind of thing. But I do wear my jockey underwear and my guy down when I go to the gym, when I'm at home. And I like him hanging down more than I do to the right, actually. But the only problem is when you sit down, he buckles because I'm too long. And it gets held in the sack. So I'm straight in the sack. Here's the sack. And I sit down and it pops up because he's long. I hope you can understand that. Because he's right down the middle. So when you sit down, he's going to hit the chair. But that's okay too. I've adjusted to that and just understand now why guys, you know, they pull their crotch out from in between their legs when they go to sit, whether they're in shorts or anything. Why guys wear baggy shorts too, because, you know, it's not so obvious. And then you got guys who are wanting to show off. But so that's kind of an update where I am. I'm still contemplating on consulting with Dr. Chen about the way my skin has dropped. Gravity's brought my skin down. There may not be anything he can do about that. It just might be me because I'm older. I have lost some weight. It might be just a skin thing. But we'll see what he says. It's not that I want another surgery, but I'm thinking maybe I can bring him up some. It will, you know, put the base of my scar, my penis, at my pelvic area instead of hanging down more. So anyway, this was a quick update of phalloplasty, some things, kind of the journey I've gone through, real short summary. If you want detailed stuff, go back in my videos. I had a guy ask me about pre-op and post-op. There's so much information. I cannot answer those questions. Basically, if you find a surgeon that you want to do it and you go on their website, they can give you a lot of that information. You can call them and ask them, can they give you the information? I'm sure they will send you out some information about it. And every doctor's different. So I'm sorry, the front door's open. So anyway, that's it. You guys take it one day at a time and always make your journey as simple as possible. I'll talk to you later.